you save and continue. Now this one says Dashmat. Dashmat, I think is a software that we need to look through. I think it's an app navigational. Yes. So it's from DoorDash and it's called Dashmat. So let's go through local, fresh, reliable, hand selected groceries by DoorDash. So as I was saying, we just go to Google and then search for the query just to be on the safer side to avoid any mistakes. Okay. Let's reopen the guidelines and then click on the Google link. As usual, let's search what is Dashmat. Okay, and it said Dashmat is a product from DoorDash. Okay, but I don't know if Dashmat is an application. So let's go to Play Store and see if there's an application called Dashmat. Okay, so what we see is DoorDash. That's what we see. So Dashmat can be yeah, it can be an application, but for me, I think since it is under DoorDash, it can be mainly looking for DoorDash, but just made it Dashmat. So in here we can see what is, you can just say Dashmat app store and we see DoorDash. So meaning that we are looking for DoorDash, but we represented it wrongly. Okay, so it's not a function. It's not a function. We are looking for an app navigational, and then DoorDash is the primary results that came up. You understand? So let's search again. For I want my answers to be authentic and then they should be correct. So Dashmart is a digital convenience store service operated by DoorDash. It offers an on-demand delivery. So it's from what? DoorDash. So basically I would say it's an app navigational, and then the category is shopping because it's from DoorDash and says store service operated DoorDash and on-demand delivery. Okay, so here we see shopping because it's basically delivery. So shopping is the right thing to use, and the language is in English and is correct. We move on to the next one. AT&T service, comma, industry. Okay, so this one is 100% developer navigational. So they are looking for a developer navigational. So anytime you see this, meaning that this is the AT&T company. Okay, so let's look for it. Let me show you something. I've gotten this query on my several tags, so I know what this is. So AT&T service, then we add app store. App store. So now what app store is showing you is all the applications under this particular name, not the exact application. So if you go back, this is the developer navigation now. So if you go back, you can see that there's something called my AT&T on App Store. So if you click on it, you will see that the developer name will be right under the application. So exactly what I was saying, AT&T service here, you see it. So this is the 100% correct developer navigational. So we select it, div navigational, AT&T is no social networking, not a developer tool, none of this. So it will be not a productivity as well, so it will be under utilities. I think that's what I'll give it to. Okay, but anyway, we can still search for it and then be sure of what we are choosing. So in here we just paste what we copied and then add AT&T service. So there, yes, I was correct, utilities. So you understand, and productivity. So sometimes they say that some of the queries have 2 or more query categories, but utilities is the best for now. So let's use utilities, and then the language is English and the spelling is correct. So let's move on. So you have 17 more to go. VPN Kiwi. So I think this is an application. If you hear the name, you know what. So as I was saying, VPN Kiwi, and then developer name is different. So mainly looking for a what app navigational. So app navigational is there productivity? No, developer tool. Yes, but so let's search for it and be sure. So we in here you just add the query, and then it says a VPN client category. But it's still not clear. It's not clear. So what is the main general category? So still not getting the general category. So let's say let's say we add something like, let's be specific, and then let's see. Okay, let's be specific. Let's say is Kiwi VPN uh, is Kiwi VPN a productivity or utility query or category? So let's go back to the, and then let's ask it one by one. Okay, so in here you say is Kiwi a developer category? Says no, so that means that developer category is out of the question. Now let's go to the next one. So if it is not developer, then I think it will be utilities, to be among the utilities, and utility category. Yes, you understand. So perfectly we have the category, so it's an utilities. So the language is English, and then it is correctly spelled, and we move on. I have to be fast so that we can cover all the tags. So door dash, basically that's what I'm looking for. So is this a functional? Okay, because it was incomplete. Then wait, let's go back to the guidelines, and let's find examples like that and see how you're going to do about it. So in the functional examples, you can see that they had a query called Wi-Fi, translator, vote, music, water, books, and then ours was door. So it's kind of similar. Okay, so if the intent is unclear, meaning this one is clear, we are looking for door, so we can't say it's unclear. We understand we are looking for door, and ours can be somehow incomplete. Okay, but still I think door has a meaning, like we understand something called door. So I think it's not an ambiguous unclear intent. So I think we know what you are looking for, but we just have to know the intent is coming from. So let's go back to the functional guidelines and let's read through and then find a common understanding of what we're looking for. So I read, refer to a broad groups of apps with particular functions or theme. These queries do not have singular navigational intent. So exactly, the word door does not have a singular intent, meaning no single app along will satisfy the user's intent. Query examples include funny sounds, game for children, translators, saving money. And then the next point says is a native Apple app function that cannot be removed and re-downloaded from the App Store. So that's not the point we need. It's expressing intent for Apple devices that are not Apple. We don't need that one. It's equally likely to refer to a function or an application app. So budget. Here the user could be looking for budget car or applications that will help. Okay, so I think the last point is what we are looking for. So to me, I would say that this query is broad, so it can be functional. Why? Because the user was not specific. The user was like door, so we can assume any application called door, so it's broad. So to me, this query is functional. Okay, now let's go to the category looking for a door. Our primary answer was door dash. Okay, and then door dash 2 is this delivery companies. So let's say to be something of shopping. Okay, now since our primary intent is DoorDash, we'll try and find the category of DoorDash. Or if you like to, we can go and check for the guidelines that will help us to understand how to rate categories for functional queries. So um let's go to the categories. Yeah, in here. So they have some points here that we need to read through to understand. Queries that falls into the other categories are queries that are in the ambiguous intent. That means queries that are unclear falls under the other categories. It's an option there, other categories. And then the second point says that for developer queries, if the developer, okay, we are not looking for developers, so let's skip that one. For functional queries where the intent can fall into multiple categories, please check the query in the App Store and select the most dominant category. So in our situation, the most dominant category is the DoorDash. Okay, and it says, for example, Bible is a functional query, and Bible apps can fall into reference, utility, or even books. The first few results in the App Store for Bible returns apps that predominantly have reference as the category. So reference will be the best category for Bible. In our case, okay, they give us some examples. Let's go through them. Instagram is social networking. We know that stocks is shopping. We know that soccer score is sports. Step counter apps is health. MO order. MO is unclear. Good. We know MO is unclear because we don't know what it's talking about. Disney is an entertainment. Bible is a reference. So let's get back to ours and let's see how we can grade it. So we know ours is DoorDash. Okay, so we are going to look for the category for DoorDash. And to me, I think DoorDash is a shopping category. If not a reference, no developer, no design. So it's between no utilities. So it's between food and drinks and shopping. So let's search here. Is is or let's see what is DoorDash main category. So DoorDash operates primarily within the online food ordering. So as I was saying, online food ordering and delivery. Okay. So in here you said food and drinks and then shopping. So food and drinks is the best. Yeah. So English, the door, you don't have any problem with the door. That's correct. So let's go. So let's correct the intent. So if unclear, what is the intent of the query? So intent of the query can be DoorDash, but just leave it because it's optional. Just don't go and mess up anything. So here it says matching tiles games. So this one is fully functional. Okay, fully functional because it's looking for a games with theme matching tiles. Okay, matching tiles is a function. So this kind of games that the tiles will be dropping from top and then to be arranging themselves. Yeah, so it's fully functional. So sorry, you go to functional and then check the spelling, everything is okay. Category is a game, and then the language is English and the spelling is yes. We are done. So next, so mechanical games is not looking for one particular game, so it's what broad. So if it's broad, then it's what functional. Then you go to is looking for games, and the language is English. Spelled correctly. App next. We need to be fast. We need to be fast. Holy Bible. Holy Bible. Okay, Holy Bible is an application. We already know it's an application, so it's app navigational. Okay, but there are a lot of Holy Bible applications, so they're not specific with a name. But I think there's an application called Holy Bible. Let me see. Let's search on App Store and see if we have a specific Holy Bible application. So here it says the logo says Holy Bible, but the name says Bible. Okay. So this kind of question, okay. So in the functional examples, they said something about Bible, but they didn't say Holy Bible. So Holy Bible basically is the same name. You understand? It's the same name. They are all Bible, whether holy or not is Bible. Bible is basically holy. So does this make this thing functional? I'll say yes, because there's no specific Bible called Holy Bible, but there are Bible applications all over. Okay, so to me, I'll say this SpongeBob games, dog, so what, photo college, Justin Bieber. I just need something similar. Books, health, no. So that's it. I think it's app navigational. It's not a functional. So it's looking for reference, referring to scriptures and understand. So Bibles are mostly reference. So yes, Eclone app. So Eclone Fit app. Okay, so it's an app. So it's app navigational. App navigational. App nav fitness. Sorry, fitness. Fitness app. And the language is, why is this thing clicking itself? Language is English and it's spelled correctly. So that's it. Next. Virus cleaner. So you see, virus cleaner, let's first search if it is a real app. If not a real app, then it has to be dealing with a lot of apps, meaning it's broad. So if something is broad, you give it, if something is broad, you give it functional. Mhm. So here is it. So meaning that there's no specific application called virus cleaner. So meaning that it's what, functional. So let's go here. Virus cleaner is not a developer tool, it's an utility tool. Okay, so utility category, English, spelled correctly, yes. So so this is an example of unclear intent. Okay, because there's nothing that shows here, and in the category you choose others. Okay, so you check if it's English and it's spelled correctly. Now this part you've not experienced unclear queries before, so let's go to the guidelines and then let's see how we can deal with such queries. So looking at if unclear, what is the intent of the query? um so let's go back. Is this query spelled correctly? So when you read here, Facebook, okay, so how can you rate queries with unclear? If the intent is clear despite the fact that the query is likely incomplete, enter a full app name intent in the disambiguous fields. For example, Snapchat. Okay, so as we're saying, we should look for the application and enter a name there. So let's search for any app called OS. So now Google is just giving us the definition, meaning that there's no app called OS. It's not recognized. You understand? So you don't have any app there. So you just leave that one. So book banks. Sorry, food banks. Food banks. Let's see if it is an application. Several mobile apps are available to help people find food banks and pantries. Food finder. Okay, identify food finder. So I think is a broad query. It's a broad query. Mm, it's a broad query. So any applications that have that function. So here it can be functional and category is food. Okay, and language is English and spelling is correct. So we save and next. And this one it says slow $250 fast cash advance. So let's search Clio cash advance. So it's an application. Yeah, it's an application. App navigational. So app navigational deals with money, so finance. I don't know if it deals with money. Let's check. Smart money manager. Okay. Money manager. Okay, so finance. Finance. Language is English. Spelling is correct. So 250 fast cash advance. So that's it. It's an application. So move to the next. Face emoji keyboard. So face emoji keyboard. Let's see if face emoji is an application on its own. Let me clear this part so that our taskbar will be working in CrowdGen project was one former athletics, and then also we localize ASC. Okay, so in this video I'm going to help you understand how you can rate app store queries, and I've opened their guidelines here to explain one or two things to you before we start the exams. Sorry, the test. So in here you need to understand three things: the app navigational, the developer navigational, and then the functional. Okay, so take the app navigational as you looking for something specific. If the query is Google or um Mortal Kombat, okay, so you should understand that the user is specifically looking for a Mortal Kombat application since you are dealing with app store. You get me? Now div navigational is when the user is looking for the developer who developed that particular application or couple of applications. Now the functional deals with when the query adds a theme like favorite game for kids, or best game for kids, or best game to run on iPhone. You see, it usually has some functional or theme added to it. So let's go into the test and then let's start doing something with what I taught you. So for this one, it says Audi. Okay, Audi. Now the first question here is, what is the intent of this query? So for me, I'll say the intent is for the user to look for an application called Audi. So now we don't know what Audi means. So let's first search for Audi and then know what Audi really means. So for me, usually I start with what is Audi, okay, just to be on the safer side. So here it says Audi is a German discount grocery store chain known for its low price and limited selection of mostly in-house brands. Okay, now we know the meaning of Audi. So let's see if Audi has an app that runs on both Play Store and then App Store. So let's say Audi app, something like that. Now from here you can see that there are multiple Audi apps that you can choose from. So which one is really from the Audi? For us, we don't care. So the only thing we need is an Audi app. What is the intent of the word Audi? So now we've just found out that Audi is a company. So probably that company is going to get an app. So we are specifically looking for an application from Audi. So in here, we will choose, the question says, what is the intent of the query? So we are going to say app navigational. Why? Because it is not a development navigational, because the word Audi is not a name of a developer who made the Audi applications. You understand me? So specifically we are looking for what? A app navigational application. So we choose app navigational. Now the second one says, what is the category of apps that the user is looking for? So now the category of apps, I can say from the first research that we did, it said that Audi is a grocery store. So basically from here we will know that Audi is what? For shopping. Okay, for shopping. That's what we know for now. Or if you want to, this is the best way you can search for it. So what is the category of app is Audi? Like just make your sentence well, and then it says that Audi is a shopping category. So in here I'm going to look for something shopping. So okay, so we have shopping here, then we are done. And here it asks, is the Audi word a good is there what language is it? Is English. And then here it says, is it spelled correctly? Yes. The remaining things are optional. You can do it if you like, but for me, mostly I skip them just to run faster. Okay. Now the next one is Actress. Okay, Actress. So now, just like how we're doing, let's search for the word Actress on Google. It says Actress. Okay, so let's add what is what is good. So it says it's a global medical device company specializing in. Okay, so that word I can't mention. Sorry for that. Particularly in less invasive surgical techniques and sports medicine. Okay, so let's see if Actress is having an application on their platform. So mainly for me, I go into the website to check if they really have an application. Some websites will include that, and then they will allow you to download their applications. So now, since we are using App Store and Play Store, let's go back here and then let's look for Play Store. So in a Play Store, we are going to search for the Actress. Now you can see there are a lot of applications around. Actress Rep, Actress Surgery app. Okay, so which means that it's not probably looking for a specific application, but a whole developed application under one company. You understand? So let's click on the first one. Let's check there. So you can see. So the app was developed by Actress company, and then the name of the application is Actress Rep. Now let me show you something in the guidelines. They say something specifically that you need to understand, you need to follow. So in here, if you come to the important notes around, let me help you look for it in the app navigational. They say something that, yeah, it said a query with both app navigational and div navigational intent should be classified as app navigational only if the developer has one canonical app associated with them. Okay, so for example, if they said one canonical app, it means like one application. So when it comes to Facebook, okay, Facebook has one application, Facebook. Amazon has one application, Amazon. Okay, now, and not only one per se, but popular applications under them. Okay, so now the Chronicle could be described as a single app by a developer that is most established, well known, and widely recognized. Okay, for example, Amazon has a Chronicle app, Amazon Shopping, and hence the classification of Amazon is app navigational. Okay, note that Amazon Mobile LLC has 20 plus other official apps listed, but there is only one canonical app associated with the query Amazon. Okay, so therefore we can then classify query this query as what? App navigational. To be on the safer side, let's go back and then let's read through again and let's see if we can find any other. Okay, no. So as you can see, I always try to read through to understand what I'm doing before I would continue. Now let's go back to the test. So now it says that what app navigational, and then we are looking for what this is for health and fitness. As we're reading, you notice that we're talking about health and fitness in here. So but still, if you think you don't understand, what you're going to do is you're going to copy this and then take it to what is the app category for, then you put that application there, search for it, and then to tell you medical category. So here you're going to choose, look for anything associated with medics. Okay, so medical, as you can see. So now I think we are good for this one. And then their application on App Store is also here. So you can see Actuous is a developer for this app. Okay, and then let's see if that same app has a lot of applications under them. So you can see they have a lot of applications under them, but the main one is what we're looking at, this one. Okay, so you can say that this is a what, app navigational. So once you are done, you, the English is correct, well spelled, and then next. So this one is, see, if you see something like this, it should tell you it's functional. Seriously, if you see anything like virtual DJ apps with learning resources, okay, so they are looking for multiple apps which is functional because it has a theme, learning resources, virtual DJ apps with learning resources. Okay, so for this one, for me, I see it to be functional. So let's search for it. Sorry, I didn't use the Google key. Let's search for it and then to give you an answer. So you see, it gave you multiple apps. Yes, so that is supposed to tell you that you are looking for multiple applications. That's functional. Okay, if it was to ask for virtual DJ, then we know that we are looking for a specific application called virtual DJ. But if it adds some themes and then some functions to it, that means that we need to what, dive deeper into searching for other alternatives. So this one says, what is the intent of the query? So we are going to choose is that is what, functional, because it's looking for different types of applications with that theme. Now what is the category for this? So as I was saying, you are going to do the same. It's very simple. Ask Google what is the category for this theme. Okay, so let's go back. Let me show you again. You copy this one from here to the apps, copy that one, go here, paste it, and then you add the query. So it says it's what, DJ software and DJ mixing software, but there's nothing like DJ softwares in it. So it should tell you that it's let me help you find it. So it can be for entertainment. Okay, that's one for entertainment, and let's go through also music. That's two, and let's go through. So yeah, so what me I think is entertainment and music, but basically music, because the DJ stuff is for music, for doing music and other stuff. So let's choose music. Now the language is English, and then the query was spelled correctly. So that's it. Now let's save and go to the next. So actually it's about 20 something, sorry, yeah, it's about 25 questions. So I don't think I can go through everything with you. So I'll do some couple of one or two so that you can understand how you can rate, not just getting the answers, but how you are able to think and then follow the guidelines to rate. That's what we need. not only not only the questions. So here in the query, you go to Google, and then the same way we are looking for a particular application. So here the company is here. It says it's an American tax preparation company operating in Canada. Okay, so let's see if this particular company is having an application. So as you can see here, we first saw App Store, meaning that probably, yes, probably they'll have the same application on, sorry, Google Play Store. So probably they'll have the application on App Store. So what we're going to do is going to search for the company, and then below it you are going to be looking for the application. That's most important. You have to find both the App Store and then the Play Store. So for this one, let's remove this and then let's add App Store. Yes, exactly as we were looking for. It has an App Store or application. Now if you study this, it has both the name for the application and then the name for the developer. So for me, as I read in the guidelines, you have to use the what sorry, you have to use the app navigational. So what is this about? The category, we need to go and find the category of the query. So you look for the category, and I think to be under finance. Yes, so he said what? Of finance software, you understand? So let's look through the category and see if you find anything about finance. Yes, good. So finance, and then the language for that is English, and then the spelling is correctly spelled. And so after the spelling, you can either let them know, okay, because this one you said H and R block, but when we look for it, it has a lot of names added to it. Okay, so we can make it like this. We can add the correct name to it. So was it correctly spelled? Let's say no, and then let's add the name to it. So this is the name for the application. So that's it. So the next one, I think that the previous one returned again, so you need to read the same way. It was app navigational, and then for business of finance, and then the spelling was not complete, so we add the spelling to it. Okay, so week Michigan to, let's look for the, okay, so WIC program in Michigan, so it's like a government staff, and this thing looks like a developer intent. So let's see if they have an application. So yeah, they have an application on App Store. Good. So this is the application. So it's WIC Connect, and so I think they misspelled it. I want you guys to understand something here around this spelling issue. unambiguous, So yeah, so in the spelling issue, you said answer no if the query is misspelled in any way listed. So here is MBMB instead of okay, okay. So here it says please note that incomplete queries are not considered misspelled. So hopefully I don't need to correct this. So once we get the application, then that's it. We are right. So this one is looking for an app navigational, and if you look at it closely, it says VIC Michigan, but the application we open says state of Michigan. That's for the developer. Okay, so it's not matching the query, but the primary intent is to look for the application. Okay, so it has an application. Once you search for it, you got the application. So with the category is a government application. So let's search for the category just to be on the safer side. So as usual, you copy and then you paste it here. Yeah, so I won't be able to finish up everything yet for you to get all the answers, but if you need any of the answers from the project walls, you contact me. Okay, after this video, if you need it, you just comment I need answers. I'll chat you back and then you discuss on how you're going to get the answers. So what is the category for? So the category is a special supplemental nutrition program. Okay, so it's a government program. Let's see how it's going to. So shopping no, books no, music no, no navigation no, adults in property. So I think it should be an order. Like order means it's not part of the list. Okay. Okay. So nutrition is basically education. They are training people. That's what I think is about. So I think um choosing education is the best answer. So education is the best answer because they are teaching about nutrition and other stuff. So English, yes, is well spelled. Let's move on to the next one. Oh, DeepSeek is an AI application. So this one you don't need to search for it. You all know DeepSeek. Okay. So but DeepSeek also has, let's see the developers of DeepSeek and let's see if they are all the same. So you said DeepSeek. Let's App Store. So the developer is not named DeepSeek. It's just the application. So now you know that is what is app navigational. And what is DeepSeek for? I think this one will be a tricky question because DeepSeek, okay, a developer tool can be okay. Yeah, a developer tool can be okay for navigational, no. For reference, no. Medical, sports, productivity. I think productivity too is good. So let's search for it. DeepSeek, a company working on developing, providing large language models and other technologies. It operates within artificial intelligence. Yeah. So for me, I think is a productivity. No, productivity is for Windows, Word, Office suite, this kind of things. And what's the other one? Yeah, I think the developer too. Basically, yeah, so the language is English. The spelling is correct. So yeah, trick that you need to know because I'll be leaving the video soon. I don't want this video is getting too long. Okay, so if you want to check for the categories of this queries, okay, when you are given an app navigational, what you're going to do now is that you're going to search for it and then look for it on App Store. Now if you scroll down to where the description of the application is, you'll find something called category. So this is an easy catch. You just pick up the category and then input it, and that's all. So here our category was social networking. So you just add it to it, and then I think that's all. You all can see we have passed the first exams. Okay, so the test one we've passed, meaning that we have some couple of errors in our rating. So here the actuals rating, if you can remember, it says that it's developer navigational instead of app navigational. Okay, and the AT&T service, it was of course a developer navigational, but we made an error in the category, and then I told you we can also go and check the category in the App Store. So before we reach to that place, this part we are not having that knowledge. So I think in the next test we are going to get everything correct, because if you check the mistakes, you can see that the mistakes are mostly from the category errors. You understand? So yeah, I think we are all ready to go. Okay, and this one, the door the door query, we made a mistake. It was functional. Oh god, see this thing, the error was from me. Okay, so I was supposed to select functional and I was supposed to select ambiguous and I selected functional. Okay, and then we made a mistake too with the category. So I think that one is for me. Okay, and then the other one too is the Holy Bible. The Holy Bible was supposed to be a functional. Yeah, I was thinking of it because we had that same similar example in it. So I was thinking that Bible and Holy Bible, the difference. You understand? So we now know that Bible and Holy Bible is the same thing. So it's supposed to be functional, not app navigational. So and then I think H and R block, we made a mistake with the spelling. The spelling was wrong. We should have corrected it. Yeah. So instead of no, I chose yes. So that's the problem. And the the last one too deals with the spelling. It was wrong. Red notes. It was red notes, not red notes. So that's also a problem. and then TV cast Roku. Here too, it was TV cast Roku. It was functional instead of app navigational. Okay, and you made a mistake here with the Kiwi. Kiwi is supposed to be a productivity, not utility. Yes, so I think this all the test one. So test one. So make sure you follow the channel for the test two, please. Make sure you subscribe, you like, follow every step so you understand what we are doing. Or it's the part two. I'll not get time to explain. I'll just be working and then we just finish it up. So thank you for watching this video, and make sure when I'm done with the video you subscribe, you like, and then comment anything you don't understand based on the explanation that I did.